finally getting some pay rises.
Not for me.
Fuck off.
Billionaires don't get rich by writing cheques.
Yeah, well, you are a liability.
The new public sector wages policy is the latest example of new-ish WA Premier Roger Cook stamping his mark by stamping on Mark. The decision to end 6 years of restrictive industrial relations policy is the third high-profile change of direction under the Cook government, said direction being...
Go left! Left!
He's closing Unit 18 at Casuarina Prison, which has the added bonus of ensuring the kiddie crims stop giving innovative tips to the old guard about how best to write behind the razor wire.
You call this slop? Real slop has got chunks of things in it. This is more like...
And he's also junked the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act. The move to negotiate with unions directly rather than impose a flat $1,000 a year pay rise is probably good politics, because the government has been copping some grief over its miserly cheapness.
It's hard to sell no pay rises when you're banking billions.
Well, here's the thing. We aren't banking billions. Those monster surpluses of the past few years are an illusion.
It's a cruel, elaborate trick.
They don't account for the huge amount of money we're spending on capital works projects like Metronet, the new harbour down at Kwinana, and illogically positioned maternity hospitals. Once you factor in the annual costs of financing those big ticket infrastructure projects, the actual surplus is much, much smaller. In fact, Roger and Rita are about to start spending more than they're earning, and as a result, our total debt is starting to go up. Mark McGowan created the public policy equivalent of Cheap Ass Tuesday because he was worried about high levels of debt.
So I added up your tab.
You gotta...
I know, pretty steep.
That was a hangover from projects like these ones, all the way back in 2017. Despite clocking, $20 billion worth of budget surpluses during Labor's first 2 terms, we're going to owe more than ever. And the cost of servicing the debt is much higher than it was 6 years ago because interest rates have gone through the roof since then.
Well, I don't have this kind of cash.
Few do.
Government pays interest on money it owes just like you and me. The iron ore market is just as open to a downturn as it was when Colin Barnett was Premier. Lithium's already tanked, oil's all over the place, and today's announcement means we're on the hook for an extra $700 million a year minimum to give pay rises to our hard-working cops.
You're not going to bother actually walking?
Why should we? We can work from down here.
Run off their feet nurses,
Pick that up.
and our ever-enthusiastic teachers.
Bueller.
But nobody, except me, seems to worry about debt anymore.
God, you're a downer. Lighten up, it's Christmas.
Unions are going to spread some festive cheer by ensuring unionised workplaces do what unionised workplaces do best. If you're a school leaver watching this, take my advice and join the nearest collective labour organisation, because the stats are suggesting that when you graduate, you're going to be
The dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
and you'll need someone in your corner. Barely a quarter of West Australian students can be bothered doing ATAR courses.
They're all going to be tradies working on infrastructure projects we apparently can't afford.
They won't be able to spell tradie, but who cares when you're pulling 3 jet skis with your new Dodge Ram?
One of the only places left in the world where a bloke who dropped out in grade 6 can stand next to a shovel all day and somehow make the same amount of money as a doctor.
We're going to need a bigger rich list.
Australia's 2 wealthiest people are locked in the greatest fashion showdown since this.
Where am I?
Andrew Forrest's already built a stake in Caftan brand Camilla. Excellent for keeping your cool during spells of lethal humidity.
Millions of people will die.
That's on top of RM Williams and a Cobra. And now Gina Rinehart's following up her purchase of Dryzerbone by snapping up Rossi boots.
It's a lot of wearable Australiana.
Like the man from Snowy River threw up in their wardrobes. So much moleskin.
Is there anything still up for grabs?
Nothing more Australian than budgie smugglers. How about bringing Speedos back into Australian hands? I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.